We are going to be cooking spaghetti today. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to start with our first step, which is boiling the water. You want to start by filling up a pot halfway up with water, and usually what you want to start with hot water.
But it can be any temperature of water.
But it tends to cook quicker if you start with hot water to begin with.
It's just being very misleading.
Yes, I'm being very misleading. This man, normally you want to start with an apron. So he's already doing the first step wrong. So he's going to go do that, and then we're going to move on to our next step. So once your water is at a boil, you're going to want to add the noodles. Here we have some American Beauty noodles. We're just going to add this to the water. You're just going to want to let that boil until the noodles are soft.
You're obviously going to want to let it boil until they're soft. I mean, you should stop stating that.
Okay, why do you always do this to me? Obviously people know this, but if you cook them for too long, then they just get way too soft and it's harder to eat, or if you don't cook them long enough, then they're still hard. So there is a difference. Just saying. So like I said, we're just going to wait until these noodles become soft. What we're going to want to do is get them al dente, which is like it's not completely cooked all the way through, but it just has a little bit of a chew to
And
it.
you're going to want to stir them so they don't stick to the
Yes,
pot.
but let me stop you there because we're not going to stir it with a whisk.
You can really use anything. Whisks work,
Are not
your
used
hands work, a
or
fork
missed.
works, anything
They are
works.
not
You don't need
used.
to use a spoon.
You do though.
You can use a whisk.
Why don't you just
Look
use
how
your
well
hand?
it's working.
It is not working well.
Sweetheart, look at this. The noodles are getting stirred.
Okay, now that the noodles are ready, they're al dente, we are going to take them off the heat, and then we are going to strain them. Just going to take them over here.
No, you're doing it wrong.
How am I doing it wrong?
Okay, you know what? I'll do the sauce since this is obviously too difficult.
Because the sauce is the easiest part? Is that why you're asking me to do that part? Alright, so he's going to do the sauce.
I'll do the sauce.
And then once those are ready, and the sauce is ready, then we'll put it all together. So now as you can see, we already have the pasta strained. Now we're going to move on to the next, and I should say easiest part, which
We're going to make the sauce.
Heating up the sauce, to be exact.
Which is obviously the easiest part because my wife here got ragu instead of making it ourselves, so.
You know what, honey? I had a lot of things I had to do today, so yes, we got ragu.
Was there a reason that you got ragu instead of homemade?
Because it takes less time. I mean, if you want to go to the store and you want to get all the ingredients to make the homemade sauce, then you can do that.
Okay.
But this is what I had time for. So, anyways, we're just going to heat that up. We're going to do, you want to tell them what heat we're going to do it at, or do you just want to wing it?
At a medium
Like
high
you usually
heat.
do everything. Anyway, so we're going to do it at a medium. Let me get the medium
Medium high heat.
and then we're just going to let that heat up.
So we're going to let that heat up and so did you get cheese today?
I did. I got two different kinds.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, I got some cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, and I also got Parmesan.
So we got pre-shredded cheddar cheese.
You know what? I did because that was another time saver. So
It's all about time savers to you. Never about the taste, the quality.
You know what?
Anything like that.
It is the same quality as if I was to sit here and shred it for however long it takes,
Is it?
which is like 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes.
Alright. How's
Okay.
the pasta looking?
You know what? It's straining. That's what it's straining over here. So once we're done with the sauce, then we'll pour that over our pasta. Okay, now that we have our sauce ready, honey, will you please go get the sauce? We we are going to now plate. So we're just going to get a little bit of noodles. Plate. And if you want to spoon that on there.
Alright, can we eat now?
Anyway, so now we're going to move on to putting on, if we ever move on, to putting on the cheese. And then you can also garnish with a little bit of parsley.
Alright, looks great. Let's dig in.
So as you can see, it didn't take that long, just about 20 minutes or so. And then you have yourself a great lunch. Thanks for joining us today.